Hey everyone, it's Katie from Without a Crystal Ball. Welcome to my channel. All right, you guys, I have got some delicious Duggar tea for you. It is hot, it is piping, and it is exclusive to my channel. Yay for Duggar tea! I could do so many Duggar streams today. I also have one in the hopper for Josiah and Lauren. All right, so, okay, this past weekend, Miss Jill Dillard, the beautiful hippie chick, she turned 29 years old. Can you believe it? Can you believe that this girl is 29 years old? She is mother of two, wife of Derick, cooking and crafting extraordinaire Jill Dillard. She has been the most surprising of all of the family members because she was the one at one point that seemed to be the golden child and Jim Bob's favorite. In fact, she at one point was doing a lot of mission work and had said on the first season of Counting On that she and Derick would have as many children as God would give them. And then things went south. At some point between 2015 and 2017, the family and Jill and Derick took a split, or the frostiness began to simmer or crack. I'm not sure which direction it went, but Derick and Jill decided to leave the show. Then in 2017, Derick and Jill leave, they have another child, and they slowly start seeing separation on social media between the Duggars and the Dillards. This past year, Derick and Jill and their kids did not attend any of the Duggar celebrations, including Christmas and Thanksgiving. She also celebrated the holidays of Easter and Halloween without her family. Her parents have been doing their best to do some damage control on social media by posting a happy birthday post to Jill over the weekend. They also gave a shout out to Derick for happy birthday, even though they had not acknowledged him in 3 years on Instagram. And I might add, this is the first time they've publicly said happy birthday to Jill in 3 years. With so much stuff leaking out, there has been a lot of implications or insinuations that maybe the Duggars are trying to leak things to the media to squash rumors that there is a rift between them and their second oldest daughter, Jill. In March, I was able to interview Derick through messages on Twitter and through email. And we talked a lot about why he decided, and Jill, to leave the show, including wanting to have more control, the fact that he says they were not paid for their time, not being able to post things about their lives without going through the channels of the network and Jim Bob, finding out that he could not take a job because Jim Bob had some super secret contract, as well as he and Jill feeling like the best interests of their family were not in line with the best interests of what Jim Bob wanted. He claims that Jim Bob uses legal threats at all times in order to keep the kids filming. Obviously, it's been a mixed bag because Jessa was on her YouTube channel denying claims that her and her family were not paid by Jim Bob. But somewhere in the real world, there's going to be the truth that comes out. And Derick is teasing a tell-all book. So when things started getting more and more apparent that there was a rift between the family, damage control by the Duggars started. They post a happy birthday to Derick. They post a happy birthday to Jill. They start showing up at Israel's 5th birthday and drop off treats. And then a story leaks onto In Touch that insists that Jill wants him to stop talking. And it was supposedly someone who was close to Jill. When a lot of people heard that, they were like, that doesn't sound right. Jill and Derick are super close. They would never do that. Like, Derick wouldn't do that to her. And others of you in my comments were like, I wonder if someone who leaked this to In Touch is within the family. I wonder if it was Jim Bob or Michelle or a handler of theirs, or maybe one of her siblings that wanted to squash this rumor and make it seem like this was all a big nothing. We know that the Duggars closely monitor their appearance of being this perfect Christian family. And so any sort of rift or any sort of threat that there could be an expose coming up that shows all of their dirty secrets could make them want to guard that reputation even more. So what I did was I reached out to Derick because it sounded odd that Jill would be like, you need to stop talking, Derick. You can't talk to the press. Everything is fine here. Well, Derick responded to me and he said that's absolutely 100% not true. In a response to me, Derick says, that's not true. Most everything I write and I run past Jill first. I care more about my relationship with my wife than anybody else. And my question to him was there's somebody speaking out that says Jill has a great relationship with her family and that she wants you to stop talking, to which he said that's not true. Not true to her not having a good relationship with her family, and not true that she wants him to stop talking. Which makes me wonder, are the Duggars planting stories? Is someone close to the Duggars planting stories? Are they trying to counteract some of these other leaks that have been coming out on Hollywood Gossip? The Hollywood Gossip has been reporting a lot of stuff related to some employee that formerly worked for the Duggars or was close to the Duggars, claiming that Jim Bob has hired attorneys, that he is worried about Derick's tell-all, that he is knows that this tell-all could ultimately end his media empire. There's been rumors about Josiah and Lauren's marriage being arranged because Jim Bob couldn't control him and he was very disobedient. And then there's these elusive questions about Jana and why she's not married, and this person claiming that she's got feelings for her friend Laura. All in all, it's not been a very good few months for the Duggars, with a lot of people starting to talk in this once very private family. The cracks are starting to show as more people feel emboldened to speak out. Knowing now what I believe to be true is, I reported when I heard that story on In Touch that it didn't sound at all consistent with what I spoke when Derick and I spoke, because Jill was a part of it. When Derick and I were speaking, he specifically mentioned her multiple times, and I asked him questions directed towards her, to which he answered for her. And he just told me that she wasn't comfortable yet speaking out. So I knew that she was supportive of him speaking out. So then someone coming up and saying she wants him to stop talking seemed to contradict all of that. And now Derick is confirming that's not true. So I do think, in my opinion, that the Duggars are doing some damage control to their image here, because they don't want people to actually think that there's anything wrong here. And the interesting thing is that Jill posted this only yesterday, which tagged her family. And it said, "Thank you, Duggar fam, for the Taco Bell dinner and the B-Day gifts today." But you notice that she has on leggings, and she's got bare feet. She's showing her legs. She's definitely not dressed in a modest wear. A lot of people were stunned to see her in leggings. This is not something we normally see Jill wearing. We've seen her wearing jeans, but never something as closely fitting as leggings, which further sort of asserts that she is her own person. She and Derick have their own family, and as her shirt says, it's Kingdom Mama. Now, thanking her for some Taco Bell and her parents was sweet, but the whole weekend leading up to all of this, she didn't even acknowledge her parents when they told her happy birthday. In fact, when everyone acknowledged her and all of her siblings said and liked it, Jill said nothing. She didn't like it. She didn't respond to their post for happy birthday, which had a lot of people thinking that she's just not interested. She doesn't care. And when she went to thank people that evening and then the next day, it was, "Thank you, friends, for doing all of these things." It wasn't until late last night that she actually posted that photo of her next to the Taco Bell stuff from her parents, which makes me wonder if the Duggars had noticed that Jill had not responded to them. Did they notice that they hadn't called her out or called her parents out? She did the exact same thing for Israel's birthday. So when Israel had his birthday, she didn't acknowledge her parents at all. Even though her parents showed up and she posted a photo, she made no mention of them at all in his day. Instead, she referenced Derick's mother and stepfather. And then on her birthday, her first response was to acknowledge her friends, not her mother. And then it wasn't only until a few days later, they're now sending her presents and Taco Bell, and then she's putting them up on Instagram. So much of this to me feels calculated and feels very contrived in order to repair the damage that this is doing to their reputation. And I think this could be a family scrambling to hide the secrets. So I'm telling you with confidence that Derick says, no, it's not true. Jill doesn't want me to stop talking. Jill is supportive of me talking, and I would not speak if Jill did not support me. And this relationship is definitely not doing the best it could be, which we knew. So do you think the Duggar insider that spoke to In Touch that claimed to be next to Jill, do you think that came from someone in the family? Do you think a family rep told that to In Touch in order to plant a story? Do you think it was just somebody that was lying that wanted clout? Or do you think they just made up the source? And what do you think about Derick? Do you believe him when he says that he would never speak out if Jill didn't say anything? My opinion is I believe Derick because Derick and Jill seem to have a very close relationship. And no matter what you say about his beliefs, about any of the like the LGBTQ plus and any of the things that he said that are like you don't agree with, I don't think that he would go against his wife because I do think that he has taken a lot of steps to make sure she's one, getting counseling, reading books on boundaries, helping her really deprogram from leaving this cult. So I don't believe he would do that to hurt her. So tell me what your thoughts are in the comments below. Bye, guys.